Hi, I'm Jack, and I am passionate about the benefits of generative AI in education, but the benefits in generative AI for everyone. Now, I know I've just lost some of you already because you heard the word generative AI and you've already switched off. You're thinking, what is that? You've heard words like prompts and prompt engineering, and it's starting to scare you. You're saying, this is not for me, this is something for the techies out there. These are the people who understand computers well. Stop. That's why I'm making this video. I've written a lot about this. I don't think it is for the computer people. This is something for everyone. So I'm going to take you through a PowerPoint that I've made that's proved quite popular, to show you how to use it without all the technical jargon. The simple guide for what it's all about and how to use it effectively. Let me take you through. You will have seen everywhere things like we've got on my screen, people trying to sell you courses, sell you prompts, talking about it endlessly. I want to say, I think they've got a vested interest. It's big money out there trying to persuade you that you need to buy these things. You don't. If we look on the left-hand side of my screen, OpenAI created some guidance on how to ask a question properly to ChatGPT, and it's a very complicated thing. That's the only thing really that they've produced. But Logan Killpatrick, one of the top people at OpenAI, that's ChatGPT, I think he summarized it the best. He said the reality is that prompting AI systems is no different than being an effective communicator. And I think that's the point. If you are a teacher out there like I am, there's so many teachers being put off thinking, yeah, but I'm not a computer teacher. I can't talk about these things. You don't need to be. If you're a teacher, your profession is effective communication. You deal with it every single day. So humanities teachers, language teachers, you don't need these prompting courses. You're better at it than the people who write them. You do it every single day. I'm going to take you through some simple steps or principles to follow. As I say, I don't want the jargon. We don't need the jargon, but just to remind you, not to tell you, but to remind you how effective communication works, whether it's in ChatGPT or whether it's in life. So a simple rule of communication in life and in generative AI, ChatGPT, is if you ask a silly question, you get a silly answer. It's that simple. If you've tried it and it's come up with a silly answer, you've probably asked a silly question. And you need to give it a bit more thought. Not more coding, more thought. If you ask the right question, however, you will unlock an amazing amount of information. You'll be able to speak to experts on topics that can break things down simply for you. And that's what gets me so excited. And teachers, I can't believe you're not excited, or students, this is the best place to learn everything. Quick demonstration of a bad question. So in this slide, I've got a picture drawn by my 4-year-old son. Now, generative AI is actually moving very quickly, so even my example is probably already a little bit out of date. But in the simplistic analogy of this, let me say that I put this picture into ChatGPT. I know you can't do that on the free version, but you can on the paid one. So let's say I put this picture into ChatGPT and I ask lazily a bad question: is this a good picture? Well, if you imagine, if we think, of course it's not really happening, but I think a good analogy is, if I like to think of it, that when you're asking a question, behind the magic of the screen, there is a library of experts. Experts in everything that's ever existed. Now, they would talk about role in their complicated prompt engineering, but I don't like that. I'm saying you just need to think about which expert you want to talk to. So if I just ask, is that a good picture? In its current form, it would say, well, this is about pictures. I know, I'll put you in front of an art expert, but not just the art teacher. It's going to be putting you in front of someone who knows everything ever written about art. That will be a little bit wasted on my 4-year-old son's drawing. So if I did that, that would be like having someone like Leonardo da Vinci, who's looking at my picture from Teo, and he's going to say, the image you've provided is an abstract and open interpretation. It features a mix of colours, blah, blah, blah. Rubbish. No, it doesn't. It's drawn by a 4-year-old. And I could just give up and say, see, it's a load of rubbish. But no, it was my fault. I asked a stupid question. You wouldn't do that in a classroom. So if I stop and think before I put the question in, then actually I want to say, well, my question isn't really about art at all. It's about development of a 4-year-old. Now, I'm no psychologist and I'm not pretending to be, but I would say I don't want to be talking to an art expert. I want to be an expert in child development, someone like Freud or I don't know who. But if I do that, then I would say, I want to speak to one of those. Call them up. You can write in whatever words you like, but call up one of those people. I want to talk to a child expert, please. Use normal language. It's trained on normal language. And I want to ask about this picture. And then what do you want to know? You don't want to know if it's good. Ask the question you want to ask. If you do that, you will get the expert in front of you. But here's the catch. The catch being, I've missed that slide. The catch being that when you have that expert, he is going to make mistakes. It's still early days in all of this processing. They know a vast amount of information. So the way I like to explain it to my classes is try and imagine that this expert wants to pay attention, but he's got thousands of millions of people all vying for his attention, all trying to ask questions at once. And you need to get them to focus, and you need to not trust them. They're going to make mistakes. But that's okay. If you ask questions, you should have been taught at school to be cynical when you ask your questions. Really? Is that true? Why do you think that? All good skills that you should have been taught in school. We'll do the same with ChatGPT. So I get that expert in front of me. In the analogy, sit him down. Say, focus, don't drift. And you write that. Hey, concentrate. It's normal language, not coding, normal language. Concentrate. I can ask my question. If I do that, then I'm going to get better quality answers. Now, the biggest thing of all, the bit I hate the most about these prompt engineering sales sentences, well, they might be very good. They might be quick at getting the expert in front of you and asking the good question. But would you ever have this expert in front of you ask one question and walk off? That would be crazy. So the next rule is if you get this expert, you don't ask one question. You get in a conversation. That's the way you're really going to learn. So after you've asked, is this picture acceptable for a 4-year-old? They're going to give you an answer and it might not make sense. And you say, what? Hang on, I don't understand. And you keep talking. The more you talk with an expert, the better your understanding of a topic is going to be. And you can talk with experts in anything from painting a wall to neurolinguistics and whatever else. The experts are all there, which is why I think so many teachers are fascinated by this. Not tech teachers, not computer teachers, teachers like myself, who are just saying, wow, all of this learning is now at my fingertips. And you can even get it to explain to you as if you're a 10-year-old, which is one of my favorite phrases. Explain to me as if I'm a 10-year-old. That's too complicated. My brain can't handle it. And it will. Explain to it talking about surfing. Give me that because it's boring what you're saying. And it will. It's a fantastic tool for learning. It's far more than copying. And I would urge everyone out there, educators, students, and anyone, get out there and use it. Don't be afraid. You can't go wrong. You don't need computer skills. The skill is communication. I hope that helps. Any questions, write them below. It'd be great if you liked the video to like it and subscribe. I'll try and produce more hints and tips along the way. Thanks very much for watching.